This video isn't going to be very structured. I'm not going to be like putting a whole lot of effort into making points that connect nice and neatly, or writing out my ideas really well and putting it into like a script or something that I can genuinely read off to get an idea. I am not going to give this game the respect because it doesn't deserve any respect, and Gamefreak doesn't respect you as a Pokemon fan. Because this game is trash. This is the worst Pokemon game I have ever played. And I know that's not saying much because it feels like every other year they make the new worst game. There was Sword and Shield, then there was Scarlet and Violet, and then that was the worst one, and now it's Pokemon ZA. I don't know how they keep digging down. It like somehow you go below what the bar, like, and the bar is like already the lowest it can be. It's genuinely impressive. Okay, alright. Let's get into the first point. I hate the combat. The idea of the concept is cool. Yes, you be able to control your Pokemon, move around in a 3D environment in real time, just like the anime. Go Pikachu, dodge it Pikachu, Thunderbolt Pikachu. But let me tell you, Gamefreak did not care about this at all. This is a dreadful system. Like, they put no effort behind it at all to make it feel good, I feel. Okay, so like, let me give you an example. Some ranged moves require your Pokemon to be right next to you. And number one, if you're far away, they have to crawl very, very, very slowly over to you to then use a move that will have a cooldown. And like, that's just so out of taking of the battle that that your Pokemon just starts walking away from the other Pokemon to fire off their Psybeam or something. And when I say the Pokemon are slow, I mean they're tremendously slow. Like, I feel like they wanted us, their idea was to have us dodge attacks in real time. Like, whoa, I gotta move over here, let me move my Pokemon over here. But put quite bluntly, there's not enough time at all to dodge an attack. They come out too quickly. But the real problem is the Pokemon are so slow. Like, they genuinely take 5 years to move, and you can't dodge or anything while in a Pokemon battle, so you can't move quickly if you want your Pokemon to move quickly. So essentially it just you can't dodge anything. So essentially it just boils down to the same turn-based combat that they were trying to distance themselves from, you know, trying to make something new. But somehow it's even worse. It's so bad. Alright, this is a tiny bit of a spoiler, I guess, so keep that in mind, but there are these mega raids where, the Pokemon are going rogue mega evolutions, you gotta take them down. And I thought the Terror raids in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet were bad, with their negative ping, I swear to God. But this is a new low. These bosses, these mega Pokemon, are just sponges, especially if you don't have a Pokemon that's super effective against it. It will take you, unironically, like 15 minutes to do one of these bosses, and they're not hard. They're very easy. It's so boring, just throwing attack, 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 attack. And it's only ever trying to attack you, the big Pokemon, so you don't lose your Pokemon or anything. Yeah, it's so boring. I hate it so much, and it's so lame. This is another huge point that I have written down. There is nothing to do in this soulless city. Like, genuinely, there is zero things to do. There's side quests. Okay, every Pokemon game had a side quest, and a new thing called parkour challenges, where you gotta do some parkour around, you know? And it's like, let me tell you, they are just trying to fill up these empty streets because it is so barren. There is nothing to do other than those things that I just said. And the main story, and the ZA Battle Royale things, which I have another big thing coming up for them later, so stay tuned. But the parkour challenges, back to those. To call them a parkour challenge is an insult. There is no jump button in this game, so you quite literally just climb up ladders, walk across thin bars, and that's about it. Rinse and repeat for a lot of times over the city. We had nothing here. Let's splat in a parkour challenge. Bang, 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 bang. You know, it's so boring and bad. Okay, you know, speaking of the city, this game looks dreadful. Like, oh my god, it is literally pissing in my face. You know, literally taking the piss and rubbing it in and all there. Like, genuinely, every building that isn't interactable is a flat image. I'm not even joking about that. I will maybe put up a thing if I can be bothered, because I really don't want to spend effort on talking about this game anymore than I have to. But they are just flat surfaces. Mr. Game & Watch has more depth than these actual buildings, and you thought because they're focusing on a smaller city, because you can't walk around the Carlos region, this is just the city, you think they would put effort into detail or something, but no, it's genuinely just garbage. Okay, so do you remember how I said I wanted to talk about the Pokemon ZA Battle Royale thing? This is the spoiler. Essentially, in all the trailers and all of what we got, it was we start at the bottom at Z and we work our way up to the top. We work our way to A. I'm going to tell you right now, that does not happen in this game. There is a part where you go from rank W to rank F. That is genuinely skipping like 13 tiers, but once again, well, not once again, but I genuinely think they did that because they realized nobody's want to play this shit for any longer than they have to, because I cannot imagine going through and doing the combat thing again and again and again and again and again, because it's so boring. But it is such a spin in the face to skip from W to F without, like, it genuinely feels like a scam. It genuinely feels like they have deceived you in marketing, like, but it's just so little content, I guess. They are taking away from what you thought would experience, and like, it's just so they can just not spend time on it, not put effort towards it, towards this $70 game, by the way, this $70 most expensive Pokemon game released yet, to have none, to have nothing, to have zero things, to be smaller than every single other Pokemon game combined in terms of content. Literally, Red Blue, I can almost guarantee that has more content than what this game put out. Another thing, the tutorial goes for like 3 hours. It is so dreadfully long. And like, I would still get the classic, hey, you can't go over this way. Come on, this way. In like 3 hours in. It is such a hand-holding experience to a ridiculous degree, and what wants to be set in an open world, I guess we would say open city, you can just not do that for like 3-4 hours at the start of the game. It is so boring, but I guess they're just trying to hide the fact that there is nothing to do in this city anyway, other than go into the weirdly designed wild routes or whatever they're called, wild areas, which, you know, you're just going to be seeing the same architect throughout the whole city. There is nothing interesting about this. It taking place in Carlos and using Mega Evolution, it is such nostalgia bait. There is no, like, you could have set this game in a completely different region or just somewhere else. There is like no reason. You could have just had Mega Evolution back or whatever, but there was just no connection to those old games. There's no, like, you know, it'd be cool if we had like the rail grinding thing and the roller skates back. You know, that was a big identity of the Carlos region. And all the characters that return genuinely feel like they've been washed and simplified of who they were. Like ZA, he was this very deep character who had a lot of guilt and struggles for what he did, at least from my memory. I haven't played the game X and Y since, you know, it first came out and whatnot, but I did love that game. But yeah, it's just nothing left. It's so boring. That brings me to it. I can't say I'm a great man. I'm quite the hypocrite because I was like, I will not break under Nintendo. I will not purchase another one of those games. But I broke under ZA for it to be utter garbage. And it's just like, man, I can't believe I supported this. I can't believe, to a degree, I gave out everything for garbage and to be disrespected like this as a fan. I genuinely don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to move to Digimon. You know, that got a good game. That's actually got good reviews on Steam. Time to switch it up. Digimon. I don't really know if this is... I can't really do a Digimon symbol. I don't know what the Digimon symbol is at. That one? That one. How about this one? Hold on. Oh, let me do that. Digimon.